Now the next one is ECB, external commercial borrowings, okay? And foreign investment in India. ECB is again very important part or very important topic, especially few areas like ECB concept. We have reporting conversion of ECB into equity, foreign investments, and that form ECB or the operational aspect. This is mentioned here, operational aspect, and the maturity period or the minimum average maturity period that get asked so many times. So when we comes to the ECB, external commercial borrowing, this is the something where our companies, Indian companies, they are raising funds from outside India. Okay? So as a business, let's say we can take an example of Reliance or Tata. So let's say they are borrowing money from outside India in the form of, it can be bond, it can be any term loan or any other mode of any other mode of credit, right? So when companies, Indian companies, they are raising funds from outside India in different terms. That is your ECB. We do have some ECB guidelines, the uses, the end uses or the proceed from ECB where they can use that particular money or not. And we have to take one approval from RBI also, that is known as LRN. Okay? So these are some important areas from this particular one. Okay? So what is ECB? We all know, I guess. Okay? So ECB, we have two type of route. One is आपका direct route, automatic. Another one is approval route. ठीक है? In case of direct route, what we have to do? Let's say there is a company called XYZ. They'll approach to authorized dealers, category 1 banks. Then this bank will study their documents or go through their documents and all. If everything is fine, they'll approve that particular one. In this case, आपका approval route. So what they have to do? Like XYZ, they'll approach to authorized dealer. The route will be authorized dealer 1 itself. They'll go through the documents, then they'll send it for the RBI approvals. Once RBI approve, so they'll approve that particular one. Or if RBI disapprove, so that will get rejected. Okay? So if parameter prescribed under the framework have been compiled with, approach authorized dealers, category 1 banks with a proposal in form ECB. Form ECB will require in this case. Borrower may approach RBI with application in prescribed format, form ECB. RBI shall grant approvals based on the overall guidelines. It does not mean that this XYZ will directly go to RBI. No. Their route will always through the authorized dealers. Authorized dealers, basically, the scrutiny things and all, most of the things are generally get tested by the authorized dealer itself. If they feel this is right, they can send it for the RBI approvals and all. Correct? Hai? So that generally comes under this one. We can have, or we can, our companies, they can raise funds from outside India in Indian currency or in foreign currency. So we have two type of ECBs. One, आपका foreign currency denominated ECB, and another one is INR denominated ECB. Let's say that XYZ company, they issue some bonds in US, आपका in dollar. They can issue in dollar, आपका, that is foreign currency. This XYZ, they issue some bonds in US in INR. So that rupee dominated, that is generally known as rupee dominated आपका ECB and all. So eligible borrowers. Now who can be the eligible borrowers? All entities eligible to receive the FDI. ठीक है? तो जहां पे भी FDI allow है, वो सारे इसके लिए आपका eligible है. Entities recognized as startup by the central governments on the date of raising ECB, but the limit is like in normal case they have in normal ECB limit is ECB limit. ठीक है? कितना है आपका कौन बताएगा? Who will tell guys what is the ECB limit? For startups it is आपका $3 million. ठीक है? So for startups it is $3 million, but in general it is how much? किसी ने बताया है? It is $750 million. ठीक है? It is $750 million, right? Port trust unit of SEZ, SIDB, this registered entities engage in microfinance activities and all. So these are the eligible borrowers who can raise funds through the ECB. Most of these generally comes under this particular one. ECB proceed cannot be utilized. Let's say as a company XYZ, we raise some funds through the ECB. So now we cannot use that particular money in these many areas. हाँ, Pujisha ma'am mentioned this particular one, very correct. So आपका real estate activities, आपका investment in capital market, equity investment, working capital purpose except आपका foreign equity holders, general corporate purpose except foreign equity holders, one part is missing from this one. ठीक है? So basically we cannot use for our repayment of rupee loan except आपका फॉरेन इक्विटी होल्डर्स. ठीक है, वन अनदर पार्ट इज मिसिंग फ्रॉम दिस स्लाइड और मे बी दैट वेंट इनसाइड आपका. ठीक है, सो यूजुअली वी कैन नॉट यूज दैट ईसीबी फॉर दीज एरियाज. फॉर दीज थ्री एरियाज वर्किंग कैपिटल पर्पस वी कैन नॉट यूज. we can use if we have some foreign equity partners in our company. We can use for general operation purpose आपका expenses. If we have foreign equity partner, we can use that money to repay the rupee loan if we have foreign equity partners. And the foreign equity partners, the ratio debt to that foreign equity partners holder is 7:1 आपका. ठीक है, so that is the maximum rates. ठीक है, so eligible lenders who, like, from which sources we can raise this particular funds. So borrowers can raise ECB from internationally recognized sources like international bank, international capital market, multilateral financial institutions like IMF, World Bank, export credit agencies, आपका suppliers of equipments, foreign collaborators and equity holders. We can raise this particular money. ठीक है, apart from this, organization or individuals compiling with the following safeguards may ECB to non-government organization engage in microfinance activities also. ठीक है, overseas organization proposing to lend ECB having furnished certificate due diligence and all. So basically they have to there must be adherence to the FATF guidelines. Okay? And the KYC part is we have to follow the 6-point KYC of SWIFT. That is known as 6-point SWIFT KYC. Okay? That should be part of this one. Okay? Eligible individual lenders आपका. ठीक है, हाँ, so we'll come to that one. So now the next one, this part is very very important. This is very very important. So many time, and you can have na examiner can create one question for 1 marks or 2 marks with these multiple statement also. ठीक है, when it comes to the minimum average maturity period for LC for ECB, it is आपका how many years? 3 years. ठीक है, if it is without any if and but. ठीक है, अगर आपको सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन देता है कि व्हाट इज द मिनिमम एवरेज मैच्योरिटी पीरियड फॉर ईसीबी, स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन, नथिंग इफ एंड बट, योर आंसर इज 3 years. ठीक है, बट इफ दे ऐड सम इफ एंड बट लाइक फॉर अ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी $50 million फॉरेन इक्विटी पार्टनर्स, इट कैन बी 1 year ऑल्सो. और आपका विदाउट फॉरेन इक्विटी पार्टनर्स वी आर रेजिंग फंड्स for the working capital purpose, so it is आपका sorry for capital account investments आपका 10 years, for general purpose 7 years, ऐसे जो guidelines हैं. ठीक है, so that is very very important one. ठीक है, ये देखो कौन है, अजीत आपका. हाँ, I know maximum people, हाँ, in my society also people are shouting हाँ yes हाँ, तो RCB won finally. हाँ, चलो बहुत बढ़िया है. ठीक है, like how many RCB fan are there? ये देखो, ये this गौरव सिंह ना, he is my friend. ठीक है, and I'll give you his account number और branch number. Just block him from the banking system guys. ठीक है, आप में से किसी के ब्रांच में जरूर होगा. ठीक है, आपका नोएडा वाले जो लोग हैं, so इसके अकाउंट को ना ब्लॉक कर दो, मतलब परमानेंटली आपका, और इसको डीलिस्ट, इसको कॉशन लिस्ट में डाल दो आरबीआई के, कि ये कहीं पे भी दुनिया भर में अकाउंट ना ओपन कर पाए इंडिया के अंदर, पाकिस्तान भेज देंगे इसको. ठीक है, आरसीबी वन. हाँ, अजीत सर आपका मैच भी देख रहे हैं साइड बाय साइड. सो चलो, so this is very very important one guys. This is very very important one. So you matlab this is the part which I'll go with, कि you have to practice a lot, you have to learn this, anyhow you have to remember all these areas. ठीक है, और we'll be doing, I have done so many practice around this one also, and in the future also we'll be doing. Manufacturing sector companies can raise ECB up to 50 million or its equivalents per financial year, where minimum average maturity period can be 1 year. They have one option. ECB raised from foreign equity holders, utilized for working capital purpose, general corporate purpose, or repayment of rupee loan. So where we have foreign equity partners, foreign equity partners, it can be 5 years. ECB is utilized for working capital purpose or general corporate purpose. So it is आपका 10 years, ठीक है, it is 10 years. Repayment of rupee loan availed domestically आपका, that is the same. ECB utilized for repayment of rupee loan availed for and domestically for capex for, it should be आपका for capital expenditure 7 year and 10 years. It should be 7 year and 10 years, and startup it is again आपका 3 years. ठीक है. All right guys, yes हाँ ठीक है. हल्ला गुल्ला बहुत हो रहा है इसी आपका. I live in Bangalore, so people they are waiting for this moment from first IPL itself, right? चलो. So ECB operational concept. This part is also get asked so many times. ठीक है. तो थोड़ा सा you have to take care around this one. So the maximum amount of ECB which can be raised by a corporate house is how much? 750 million US dollar. Okay, this is in general per financial year limit. If they have mentioned around this startup things, so it is 3 million US dollar. Okay. However, entities recognized startup by the central governments can raise maximum 3 million US dollar or equivalents. Okay. In case of foreign currency denominated ECB raise from direct equity holders, the liability equity ratio for ECB raised under automatic route cannot exceed 7.1. 7:1 आपका. This get asked so many times. So please pay your attention around these particular things. Issuance of any type of guarantee. This is again very important point. Issuance of, let's say that XYZ is raising funds from outside India, and your bank or any financial institution or NBFC, they cannot issue any guarantee against that particular borrowings. It is strictly prohibited by RBI itself. By Indian bank, all financial institutions, NBFCs relating to ECB is not permitted. That is the one. ECB borrowers are also allowed to park ECB proceed in the term deposit with authorized dealers category 1 bank in India for a maximum period of 12 months. Again, very important point. Let's say that XYZ raised that particular funds, they can park that money. Let's say it was 10 million US dollar. They can park that particular money with any authorized dealers category 1 banks for 12 months. Okay? So that is the one. The borrowers are required to report actual ECB transaction in form ECB2. At the time while you apply for the ECB, it is form ECB, and form ECB2 the actual amount. Okay? Let's say we issue for 10 million and we raise 10 million. Again, you have to fill the form ECB2 with categorized authorized dealer category 1 banks, and you have to mention the same amount. If it is less or more, also you have to report that one. Okay? Written through the authorized dealers category 1 banks on monthly basis, so as to reach RBI within 7 working days from the closure of month to which it relates. Okay? Let's say you have raised funds, so you have to report to RBI. Authorized dealer. Authorized dealers will report this particular one with the आपका RBI as well. So that is the part of this particular one. Okay? So this is again very important part of ECB. Okay? So while we raise funds through ECB, let's say as a company, if we are raising funds through the ECB, so this is the second part. Okay? Once you'll file the application with the authorized dealers. Authorized dealers within 7 days pass on your application to RBI to generate one number. That number is known as LRN. ठीक है, loan review, sorry, आपका loan registration number. ठीक है, LRN आपका. So very very important one, guys. Now I understood why people are not here today, huh? Everyone is enjoying IPL and all. Then after 2 days they'll come like this and they'll tell कि sir आप कुछ भी करा दो, like give us notes or anything or कुछ भी बता दो, so I can pass this exam. I have this experiences from last 3 months itself when this Jaiib things started. So चलो, LRN, any drawdown in respect of ECB should happen only after obtaining LRN format, LRN form from RBI. ठीक है, LRN form from the RBI. So the borrowers are required to submit form ECB through authorized dealers category 1 bank, who in turn will forward the application to RBI, Department of Statistics and Information Management. ECB borrowers borrowing divisions to issue the LRN The borrower are required to report the actual ECB transaction through the ECB2 returns through the authorized dealers within 7 days. So authorized dealer can pass on this to 7 days. Change, if there is any change in that amount also, so that also need to be updated in LRN also. So any borrowers who is otherwise in compliance of ECB guidelines can regularize the delay in reporting by payment of late submission fee. Okay? So now this is again very important point. This was the part of previous year. Okay? So any borrowers who otherwise, now see the changes, if any, this an order obtained to LRN should be incorporated in the monthly returns. Any borrowers who is otherwise in compliance with the ECB guidelines can regularize the delay in reporting by payment of late submission fee for the period delay, and the delay may range up to 30 days or it can go beyond 3 years also. Okay? So matlab, you just have to make us payment itself. You just give us the reason why you are delaying, and you can delay that particular one beyond 3 years also. Okay? So the late submission may also range 5,000 to 1 lakh per year depending on the extent of delayed submission and all. So that is generally part of this particular one. Okay? Form ECB आपका, ठीक है, Form ECB. So it is आपका, while this is something a format. ठीक है, so while you go for the basically while as exporter, as a company, while you approach for this ECB thing, so you have to fill one form that is called Form ECB. This is the format आपका where we have purpose code and other things which are generally part of this one. Okay? Relevant regulators under net domestic आपका what is it called, ठीक है, आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट्स, ठीक है, NDI रूल्स आपका डिपार्ट नॉन डेट इंस्ट्रूमेंट यार, हाँ सॉरी, नॉन डेट इंस्ट्रूमेंट, सॉरी, ठीक है. So non-debt instruments, ठीक है, relevant regulations around the non-debt instruments आपका, ठीक है, if a company raising funds through the shares and all, ठीक है, so that is a non-debt instruments आपका, ठीक है. So that is something, but that part is missing, actual part is missing from this one, or it should be part of the further one, right? So FDI आपका any investment in equity instruments made by the person resident outside India on repatriable basis. ठीक है, foreign direct investment, which is generally comes under this one. This an unlisted Indian company 10%, sorry, FDI can be in an unlisted company, or in case of a listed company 10% or more of the paid up equity capital stream in LLP towards capital contribution fully diluted basis, means the total number of shares that would be outstanding if all possible sources of conversions are exercised. Okay? So basically it is something where we have like the definition or the qualification for the FDI things. Okay? If that means if a foreign investor, they are holding more than 10% or more than that, they will be categorized as FDI, and if it is less than that, they are generally comes under the category of FII, right? And let's say at the time of unlisted, when you as a foreign investor you hold 5% or 7%, so that will, after the listing, you do not have to increase your limit, because once an FDI, always an FDI. Okay? So that is the basic rule of this particular one. Okay? So FDI, again we have automatic route or आपका the approval route. Okay? So 10% paid up equity capital on a fully diluted basis and all. 10% limit for foreign portfolio investor, FII, sorry. Okay? So less than that आपका 10%, and less than that investors group refer to the Securities and Exchange Board of India Foreign Portfolio Investor Regulation 2014. This is very simple one. I hope everybody will be able to make this particular one. FIRMS, this part is also very important one. So this get asked so many times. Please do remember this. So process of reporting on foreign investment reporting and management system, FIRMS. So for that one, we have a complete website aapka portal. So this is the entire process. We have to create entity user authorized by the investee company in the authorized letters. Then we have full new entity user registration form RBI validated the entity users. Entity user receive password by a mail and fill the entity details using the password provided or change the password. Okay, so this is the format how as a like when we are raising funds like any FIIs or the other one, they are becoming part of this one, or any companies they are raising funds up. Okay, so they can go with this particular portal. They have to report on this particular portal. So that is known as FIRMS. Okay? And entity master it is called. So which generally use process of reporting on FIRMS. Okay? Ensure entity master is available, and how you will take that entity master. This is the rule. Okay? The second one is आपका new business user registration form available. Okay? Authorized dealer bank select validate the business user for an approval or reject the same. Business user receive password or the mail as well. Okay? So this is process for reporting on FIRMS. Business user creation and happen only in entity master in place. Ensure correct IFSC code and all. So this is the entire process. But this process get asked. एक exam था आपका जहाँ पे they have asked one question around this entire entity master things also, or FIRMS also. Okay, so please once go through this one. Purpose of reporting using various reporting forms आपका, ठीक है. So these are the forms like FCGPR, that is foreign currency gross provisional returns, and we have annual return of foreign liabilities and assets, foreign currency transfers of shares, and employee stock options and all. Okay. This is again very important one. Okay. So go through this particular one. We have short snapshot for the NDI, that is non-debt instruments rule. हाँ, this is something related to that one. ठीक है. So ये आपके rules हैं. They have given exactly like this. ठीक है. वहाँ पे they do not have provided in detail also. ठीक है. If you go through, I'll suggest you can ignore this particular part because it is we cannot memorize all these many rules and all. हाँ, this part is very very important. ठीक है. 6 point KYC आपका, ठीक है. So 6 point KYC SWIFT of the remitter. ठीक है. Let's say if any person who is purchasing shares of like as a FII, they are purchasing shares of Indian companies, or if they are making any sort of investment in the form of FDI or of FII, so they have to go with the documentation parts and all. So that documentations as per the SWIFT KYC, so they have to fulfill these many criteria. One is आपका registration name of the remitter or investor, registration number, unique identification number in case of remitter is an individual like password or driving license, registered Aadhaar, address, name of the remitter's bank, remitter bank account numbers, and period of bank relationship with the remitters. Okay? So these are the requirements which are generally part of this particular list of documents for obtaination of foreign investments and all. Okay? So please go through these one. Okay? I have created one list आपका, so I'll mention homework here. Okay? So what documents these are generally required at the time of while the foreign investor they are making some sort of investment. So ECB external commercial borrowings, and we have to find out the correct statement regarding the RBI guidelines. After this unit we'll take a break for 5 minutes, but उससे पहले हम इसको खत्म करेंगे. So बताइए क्या होगा correct answer guys. First question on your screen, and you will see some heavy question with this particular one unit, and this is a very important one. Especially the ECB proceeds or the guidelines, loan LRN numbers from RBI, the form ECB documentation part, and one another part आपका minimum average maturity period. So these are some important areas from this particular one. ठीक है. Yes. ठीक है. चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं आपका डिस्कशन को. वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, which of the following statement are correct in the context of ECB external commercial borrowings? So ECB can be raised both foreign currency and आपका Indian currency. All entities eligible to receive FDI startup categorized by the central governments port trust can raise ECB in any currency without the restrictions. In any currency without the restrictions आपका, ठीक है. यहाँ पे लिखा है ECB for working capital purpose, general corporate purpose, and repayment of rupee loan are permitted only if lender of foreign equity holders. INR denominated ECB can include rupee denominated bonds issuing overseas, which may be privately placed or listed depending on the host country's regulations. ठीक है, statement 4 आपका. Statement 5, NGO engaged in microfinance activities can raise ECB in both subject to RBI approvals under the approval route आपका. ठीक है, तो क्या होगा करेक्ट आंसर आपका? They should be आपका restricted ना, they should be restricted and they can only raise money in INR denomination. ठीक है, जितना मेरे को इसको मैं रिकॉल कर पा रहा हूँ. Yes, they are restricted ना. Statement two option are only approved for fully convertible currency. Okay. So I'll not go for these two statement. 1, 3, 4 should be right. Option A, then option A should be right answer for this one. ठीक है. Two option and even the fifth one also आपका. ठीक है. This fifth statement is also because if anyone who engage in this particular one, they should be part of the INR, otherwise it is restricted. ठीक है. So two areas. Yes. So statement 2 आपका, while these entities are eligible, they cannot raise ECB in any currency without restrictions. For NGO can only raise INR denominated. Statement 5 आपका, NGO and similar entities are restricted to INR denominated ECB only. ठीक है. So INR denominated ECB only. They cannot raise a foreign currency ECB even with the approval also, right? So both the statements with a similar set of explanations, right? Next one. XYZ Limited, an Indian manufacturing company, plan to raise external commercial borrowing for various business purpose during FY 25-26. Okay. The company is exploring multiple options and lenders for raising funds आपका. ठीक है. So these are the options for the company. These are the options for the company. Which of the following entities qualified as recognized lenders in the context of XYZ Limited plan? बताओ क्या होगा correct answer? And these are your options. ठीक. Full आपका है. Full concentration for next 1 minute, guys. I'll not speak. So USD 30 million is proposed to be borrowed for expansion of manufacturing unit from a foreign equity holders, foreign equity resident in FATF compliant country. An additional 20 million USD is planned to be borrowed for meeting general corporate purpose for multilateral financing institutions. The company has approached a foreign branch of an Indian bank for underwriting rupee denominated bonds to be issued by Indian bank abroad. Okay? So Indian bank abroad. A foreign individual, not an equity holder, has shown interest in subscribing to bonds listed on the foreign exchange. The company is also evaluating refinancing a rupee loan taken in 2021 for capital expenditure purpose using ECB route for same equity holders आपका. ठीक है. So what will be your right answer, guys? देखो यहाँ पे सिर्फ doubtful statement is this. See, the company has approaches foreign branch of Indian bank for underwriting rupee denominated bonds to be issued by Indian banks abroad. ठीक है. एक तो Indian bank ने issue किया abroad में और वही उसको underwrite, they cannot underwrite in that case. So this statement is wrong. Remaining statements, अब यहाँ पे हमारा question क्या है? Entities qualify for the recognized lenders in the context of XYZ plan. So the foreign equity holders resident in FATF compliant country, they can, ये हो सकता है. Yeah, they are not under the caution list of FATF. ठीक है. So that is true. यहाँ पे there is no issue with first case. The multilateral finance institution where India is a member, this was the case आपका. The other one, I guess. ठीक है. For meetings of corporate purpose or multilateral financial institutions. ठीक है. The foreign individual not being an equity holder, so he can subscribe the bonds. There is no issue with that one. The foreign branch of Indian bank intending to underwrite ECB issued by another Indian bank. That is not allowed in this particular case. आपका ठीक है? Yes, हाँ. 1, 2, 3 should be right answer for this one. Means 1, 2, 3 means आपका 1, 2, 3 means आप कोई भी ले लो इनमें से. ठीक है? There are two options. A और C आप कोई भी बोलो. हाँ, A मतलब संतोष सर is saying A. चलो हम संतोष सर की बात कर लेते हैं. ठीक है? So A or C, anyone you can pick. Understood ना? Question समझ में आया ना? Very nice question. So हाँ, अच्छा यहाँ पे C लिखा है. A कर देता हूँ मैं इसको. चलो ठीक है. And I'll add something here. 1, 2 only. It is 1, 2 only now. ठीक है? So 1, 2 only now. Correct है? समझ में आया? So foreign branches of Indian bank cannot underwrite ECB issued by the Indian banks. The rest things are same. ठीक है? यहाँ पे कोई भी challenge नहीं था. Just they have tested your आपका fundamentals. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next one. Which of the following statement related to minimum average maturity period and all-in cost ceiling under external commercial borrowings are correct? So two things आपका minimum average maturity period and all-in cost. तो बताओ क्या होगा दोस्तों आंसर? हाँ, तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट आपका ECB फॉर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी 50 million and manufacturing company 50 millions and it can be आपका 1 year. बिल्कुल सही है. ठीक है? ECB used for general corporate purpose from foreign equity holders. तो आपका minimum average maturity period is how many years? 5 years. ठीक है? It should be 5 years. So this is wrong. For INR denominated ECB, all in cost ceiling in the benchmark rate plus 450 basis spread, 450 basis point spread, where the benchmark is linked with yield on Indian government securities. For fixed rate ECB loan, swap cost plus spread must not exceed a floating rate plus applicable spread. The startup regardless of end use is आपका 3 years or even for the normal case of ECB it is 3 years. ठीक है? तो 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5 means option C should be right answer for this particular one. Correct है? Option C should be right. अच्छा, you people mention the different answers. करेक्ट है ना ऑप्शन सी आपका? ठीक है. हाँ, ऑप्शन सी एंड दिस इज द वन. ठीक है? रिमेनिंग दिस गेट आस्क्ड सो मेनी टाइम. तो थोड़ा सा इसको अच्छे से प्रिपेयर कीजिएगा. दिस मतलब बहुत बार आपको एग्जामिनेशन में देखेगा. दे विल आस्क अराउंड क्वेश्चन अराउंड दी स्पेशली दिस minimum average maturity period. We have 7-8 statements around this particular one. ठीक है? In general it is 3 years for any sort of ECB if there is no if and but conditions. ठीक है? Conditions के साथ we have different like 1 year also और आपका 5 years, 7 year, 10 year. ठीक है? Maximum side is 10 year और minimum आपका 1 year. ठीक है? चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. नेक्स्ट वन. Which of the following statement regarding operational aspect of ECB are correct? ठीक है? Operational aspect of ECB are correct. Yes. क्या होगा आंसर दोस्तों? What will be your answer? So ECB equity liability foreign equity holders. It is how much? 7:1, 100% true. ECB proceed intended for rupee expenditures can be freely parked. No. Abroad with this related. ECB proceed intended for rupee expenditures can be freely parked abroad in AA rated liquid foreign currency instrument. It should be repatriated to India first. ठीक है? And the expenses आपका the basic expenses they should be held in that particular one. Yeah, I'm doubtful about this one. ठीक है? ECB borrowers must initiate financial hedging from the date of date liability is recorded in their books. Startup recognized by the central government can raise. It is for the normal one. ठीक है? Not 70 this for them they have 3 million USD. ठीक है? Only 3 million USD. So this is also wrong. ठीक है? Foreign branches of Indian bank may refine existing ECBs for any Indian corporate regardless of the credit ratings. Yes. तो 135. ठीक है? 135 आपका D should be right answer for this particular one. Correct है? अच्छा सॉरी. क्या कह रहे हो आप लोग? ऑप्शन ए आपका. ठीक है? अच्छा ओके हाँ सॉरी इट शुड बी रॉन्ग आपका ठीक है ये भी गलत आपका होगा फॉरेन ब्रांचेस ऑफ इंडियन बैंक्स may refine existing ECB for any one but we have to consider this particular one ठीक है the rating in this particular case is how much आपका the rating scale we have to consider आपका triple A ठीक है triple A should be considered in this particular case ठीक है not irrespective of the credit तो 1 in आप लोग बिल्कुल करेक्ट है 1 in 3 A should be right answer for this particular one. ठीक है. So first incorrect ECB proceed mean for the rupee expenditure must be repatriated immediately to India, not park abroad first of all. And the 4 one is incorrect. Startup recognized by government are allowed up to 3 million US dollar and ACA this is also incorrect again. Foreign branches of Indian banks can participate in ECB financing only for highly rated corporate. Yeah, they can finance, but it is only for the highly rated financing and all. Yes, yes. Understood, sir. हाँ, Pujisha ma'am, I got this. I just missed the second line. ठीक है. चलो आगे. Which of the following statement regarding ECB reporting and conversion into equity are correct? ECB reporting and conversion into equity are correct. Now that is correct हाँ आपका that is हाँ that credit rating and even the credit rating is triple A. That's why they have mentioned around the Navratna Maharatna and even their ratings also that is must in that particular case. हाँ कौन थे संतोष सर आई गेस दैट वी आर डिस्कसिंग ना दैट वाज अराउंड दिस वन ठीक है अगर उस केस में भी इफ वी हैव सम नॉर्म्स ना प्लीज डू सेंड मी ऑन टेलीग्राम सो आई विल करेक्ट माई सेल्फ बट आई वाज टेकिंग द रेफरेंस ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर वन ईसीबी रिलेटेड थिंग्स आपका ठीक है इजी है बन जाएगा सबसे क्या होगा करेक्ट आंसर यस वेरी गुड बी विल बी राइट आंसर सो स्टेटमेंट विल चेक द आंसर एक्चुअली एक्सटर्नल कमर्शियल बोरोइंग कैन बी ड्रॉन immediately after this no this is wrong aapka statement 1 is wrong why it is wrong because first we have to obtain LRN number from RBI then only we can go for the other things okay statement 2 is right because ECB aapka 2 returns must be submitted from ECB while we apply for the ECB and ECB 2 returns aapka once we receive the payments okay or the we have done the borrowings to be submitted by the borrowers on a monthly basis through the authorized dealers category 1 bank and they'll pass on to RBI within 7 days. This is correct. The late submission fee, this is 100% true आपका ठीक ECB conversion into equity under FDI automatic route is permitted without price restriction. No, ठीक है this is wrong ठीक है and this is आपका also correct. तो option B हाँ बिल्कुल correct है आप लोग ठीक है 2, 3, 5 will be right answer for this one. The conversion into equity require lenders consent and this and the fifth statement also na this statement if borrowers has existing credit facilities from the banks they have to comply with the guidelines and obtain consent from the domestic lenders also this is also 100% correct okay first one is aapka only happen after obtaining LRN number from the RBI itself next one guys so Indian company receiving foreign investment and owned or controlled by person resident outside India is permitted to make downstream investments which shall be treated as indirect foreign investment. Okay, this is 100% correct. Indian company foreign investment and owned and controlled by a person resident outside India. They are making some sort of investment that is downstream investment 100% true. A downstream investment made by an investment vehicle whose manager is owned or controlled by resident Indian citizens will be treated as foreign investment. No, this is aapka completely wrong. The entire downstream investment shall be considered as indirect investment if the foreign investment is in the investing company is 50% and above. This is also correct. A foreign venture capital investor registered with SEBI can invest in unlisted companies all unlisted companies without sector restrictions this is wrong a company can be recognized as a startup for a maximum of 10 years from the incorporation if it belongs to the biotechnology sectors and meet other eligibility. Other cases it is generally 7 years आपका, ठीक है. So in normal cases it is 7 years, but in case of biotechnology it is आपका 10 years, what we can recall, right? So what will be your right answer? 135, ठीक है. हाँ बिल्कुल सही, option A is the correct answer for this particular one. Option A, अच्छा okay, these two options are same. Okay, what we can do it now, ठीक है. Option A is the right answer for this, correct है. Next one, okay, one more question guys. दिख रहा है स्क्रीन, आपका स्क्रीन दिख रहा है? This is your question, huh? Which of the above transaction A to Z are permissible under extent FEMA regulation applicable to foreign investment? You have to select the correct option. ठीक है, that is your question आपका. Okay. Got the answer, guys. Sir, question getting larger and larger. Sorry, Pujisha. I just want to cover the everything. Sometimes we don't get option to eliminate any point आपका, ठीक है. That's why, चलो. तो क्या होगा कि आंसर आपका फर्स्ट, इट इज अलाउड, ठीक है, एक्वायर 30% स्टेक इन LLP ऑपरेटिंग एज अ लॉजिस्टिक एग्रीगेटर थ्रू द इशुएंस ऑफ फुल्ली पेड अप इक्विटी शेयर्स. Invest in startup equity Bangalore through the convertible notes, repayable on or convertible within 4 years. It can be done. This is आपका not allowed. Yes, subscribe a share warrants issued by the mid-size manufacturing company with upfront how much? 25%. It should be not greater than that. 14 months. This is right, but this first statement is wrong. Plus the equity instruments held in Indian investee company to secure a business loan from an overseas bank for use by its overseas group of companies can be. Invest in real estate and engage in this, आपका not allowed. Okay, this is not allowed as per FDI policy. Use FDI ODI route to acquire stake in foreign joint venture through swap of equity shares of a company majority owned by an NRI. Participate in the rights issue of an Indian company operating in tobacco products manufacturing sectors. This is also not allowed. Okay? Tobacco sectors products or these are not allowed. Okay? So what is coming the right answer? B, C. Okay, 1 A, B, D, F. A, B, D, F. A, B, no. A, B, D. B should be right answer. A, B, D, F. Okay? So A, B, D, F means B should be right answer for this particular one. Okay? Correct? B will be right answer for this particular one. Other like these are the limits. Okay? So with one question you will be able to recall everything. Correct? Chalo, Mahesh sir, very very good evening. You are very late today. Why? What happened? संडे है आज, ऐसा एंजॉय करें, कल सैटरडे भी था. प्लीज डू वॉच फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग इटसेल्फ. वी आर इन द यूनिट नंबर 6, ठीक है. सो 4 and 5 वी हैव डन. सो नाउ वी आर प्रैक्टिसिंग यूनिट नंबर 6 आपका, ठीक है. यस, हाँ सुजाता मैम, ऑप्शन डी आपका, ऑप्शन डी. प्लेस टू ओवरसीज बैंक इज अलाउड इफ यूज for genuine business purposes by the overseas group. No capital inflow into India happened. Declaration by the authorized. क्या था statement आपका, ठीक है. So plus the equity instruments held in Indian investee company to secure the business loan from a overseas bank for use. Like let's say as a NRI you have some sort of Indian company share, so you can place them like as done by the Vijay Mallya or there's so many other investors आपका, ठीक है. They generally used to this one, ठीक है. So basically what you are doing, you are taking loan against those particular one. That is the case. Sujata ma'am. Next one. MNC Tech Solution Private Limited, an Indian company, has recently undergone multiple cross-border transactions and now need to comply with FEMA regulation. So review the following scenario and answer the question accordingly. Let's first review these one. Okay, so you do not require other statement in this case, first of all. So what you'll say, RBI approval is required as per the transfer is gift to the INR relatives. Yes, amount and percentage threshold is applied. I'll go with option B आपका. What do you say, guys? Yes, हाँ, option B. Everyone is saying option B. Remaining, I'll also stick to this particular point because it is allowed, but you have to fulfill the threshold or the rules apply to this one. Okay? So transfer of shares from the resident to non-resident by gift is a gift to a relative require RBI approvals first. It must exceed 5% of the capital and 50,000 US dollar in value, and reporting through the FCTRS is required in this particular case. ठीक है, करेक्ट है. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. इजी हमने बहुत कर लिया एक्चुअली. ठीक है महेश सर, वी हैव डन सो मेनी क्वेश्चंस, 2 सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. आपका पहला सेट वाज वेरी इजी, फिर थोड़ा सा उससे एडवांस, एंड दिस इज आपका अप टू एग्जाम लेवल. ठीक है, एग्जाम में आपको ये स्टेटमेंट बहुत हेल्प करेंगी. जस्ट रिवाइज, रिकॉल अगेन एंड अगेन. ठीक है, तो दे विल हेल्प यू. Which of the following statement are correct as per the non-debt instruments NDI rules? यार अब ये NDI rules ना, anyone who recall these particular one, guys, who will answer this question? मैं भी एक बार guess करता हूँ. Okay, I'll not comment on this question. I'm bit doubtful around this. आपका यहाँ पे ESOPs के regarding rule 8 or something is there. ठीक है, rule 8 that generally work around the ESOP things, but ये ऊपर वाला तो मेरे को बिल्कुल अभी याद नहीं है. ठीक है, this seems correct. ठीक है, anyone see just guess work. हाँ, Pujisa is also doing same thing. Deepak sir, very very good evening. चलो, so we'll see. Anyone who want to answer this question? Where is हाँ, Santosh sir. I'm waiting for Santosh sir answers. 2 wrong, ESOP only to employee. ठीक है, deal with the ESOP and sweet equity shares by the Indian company to person resident outside India's. Okay, चलो, we'll see this particular one. हाँ, 2, हाँ चलो, Santosh sir is like pro. ठीक है, Statement 2 is the issue of ESOP and sweet equity shares is governed by the Rule 8. Okay, that is governed by this I recall na, Rule 8, because this is something for Indian context. It is given in आपका section 54 or 53 of Indian Companies Act. So that is the part that जहाँ पे हमने इसको स्टडी किया था, तो that is the one. ठीक है, rest we have discussed these particular rule in our concept class में हमने ये go through किए हैं, but थोड़ा सा आप उनको एक बार मतलब एज अ लिस्ट गो थ्रू करें, बट लाइक डू नॉट गो फॉर एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ रट्टाफिकेशन. हाँ, ऐसा नहीं कि आप पूरा एकदम जोश में उनको रटने लगे. ठीक है, बहुत टाइम चला जाएगा. ऑलराइट गाइस, यस, थर्ड इन डाउट आपका. ठीक है महेश सर, आई वॉज इन डाउटफुल इन ऑल द 3 स्टेटमेंट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट स्टेटमेंट 2. चलो नेक्स्ट वन गाइस, व्हाट विल बी योर करेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस वन? Which of the following statement about the documentation requirements for foreign investment inward and refund under the FEMA are correct? So what will be your correct answer? Fedran, we are doing classes for English medium also. ठीक है, if you are going for this year means June itself, I have done the concept summary as well as we are doing these particular session in bilingual itself. ठीक है, but you will get all the 4 module in English medium. Hindi medium I have already done, bilingual basically. ठीक है, but dedicated English medium I have done with the module A and module B, and the practice we are doing in bilingual. ठीक है, so what will be your correct answer, guys? Okay, so an application for inward foreign remittances, foreign investment, sorry, must be accompanied by FEMA declaration signed by the investing company. ठीक है, this is true ना आपका statement 1, there is no issue with this one. Statement 2 आपका, the refund of foreign investment, a board resolution confirming the receipt of excessive share application money and its refund to the investors is mandatory. True. The investee company must provide a copy of memorandum of association only for the refund transaction. MOA is required in refund transaction. I guess MOA copy is not required in this particular one. It is required at the time of आपका inward remittances. ठीक है, MOA is required at the time of आपका inward remittances, not in refund आपका. ठीक है, so this is doubtful. A 6-point KYC SWIFT, this we have discussed. I hope you guys, we have discussed all these particular statements. ठीक है, सब पढ़े हमने आपका ये concept class में. 6-point KYC आपका, remitter investor as per the RBI format is required for the inward foreign remittances. Branches are required to inform the RBI after processing the refund transaction of foreign investment. This is also good. तो 1 2 4 5, do we have 1 2 4 5? हाँ, ऑप्शन ए है. ठीक है, बिल्कुल सही. तो ये स्टेटमेंट, दिस स्टेटमेंट शुड बी रॉन्ग बिकॉज MOA इज रिक्वायर्ड एट द टाइम ऑफ इनवर्ड, नॉट एट द टाइम ऑफ रिफंड आपका. ठीक है, नॉट एट द टाइम ऑफ रिफंड्स. एनीवन गाइस? ए ऑल करेक्ट आपका बोल रहे हैं कोई लोग? ठीक है, ऑल स्टेटमेंट, महेश सर ने पूरा स्टेटमेंट पढ़े नहीं. ठीक है, आपका ऑल करेक्ट बोल दिया सीधा आते ही. चलो, सो स्टेटमेंट थर्ड इज रॉन्ग. ठीक है, बिकॉज MOA कॉपी इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर इनवर्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट्स, नॉट फॉर दिस वन, राइट. तो ये स्टेटमेंट्स आपको ना इस तरीके से, दैट्स वाई वो जो कॉन्सेप्ट समरी करने के पीछे का लॉजिक होता है ना, वो ये CIB है तो थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड रहते हैं. तो जितना ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अगर आप प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उतना अच्छा रहेगा. ठीक है महेश सर, प्लीज डू टेक केयर अराउंड दीज थिंग्स. चलो नेक्स्ट वन गाइस,